I have used many online dating apps, Tinder, Bumble. I tried OkCupid for like 2 days, but it scared me because I feel like every man on there wanted to marry me. It's fine. But yeah, I've used a lot of them.
I have used a couple apps for online dating, mostly Bumble and Tinder. I've never actually gone on my computer to try to do online dating because that just is weird to me. I don't know why. No farmers only, Christian mingle, all that crap. No, that's not for me. No, just it's mostly Tinder and Bumble. I've used a couple other like legitimate, just straight up for a hookup apps, but I usually don't stay on them for very long.
I've used Grindr and Tinder, and I tried Bumble, but I didn't really like it, so I just deleted it the first day I got it.
I've not used like the normal like Tinder, Bumble. I've not used those. They kind of scare me, not gonna lie. But I did meet my boyfriend on Snapchat. That's how we got to meet each other, got to know each other.
It's been a minute. I've used like a bunch of the old school ones, Meet Me and like Hot or Not back when like in high school. But like growing up, it moved more like Tinder and Bumble. Out of those two, I find Bumble to be the best, at least for me so far.
I prefer Bumble mostly because I'm biased because I met my boyfriend on there. But like I also like the fact that you could like girls have to message guys first, so you can kind of like it's like a double filter. Like you can like pick who you want to like swipe on, but like also you can then pick like who you want to message. So like I feel like it's just like another like precaution you can take to be like, do I really want to start a conversation with this person? And like Tinder, like through my experience, it was just kind of like gross. And it was more of like a hookup thing. Like it was fun. Like I met like some friends on there that I'm friends with now. But like I just feel like if you wanted to find that connection, like Tinder wasn't where you needed to be. And I mean like Bumble was gross too, but I liked being able to like double filter it and like really like make the decision of like, do I want to talk to this person? So yeah.
So I prefer using Tinder and Bumble. I like Bumble a lot because, like I said, sometimes I can get really shy about messaging people, and so if girls message me first, you know, it tells me one of like their intro message tells me one of a couple things. Either they just swiped on me because of how I look, or if they ask me a question about anything on my bio, they are actually interested in me. And I do like Tinder for when I'm like, okay, I'm feeling a little bolder, I'll message them first. But I still, just as creepy as it can be for girls trying to talk to guys and how ingenuine that might be, it is just as ingenuine for a guy talking to a girl, because they may appear one way online and be totally different another way anywhere else.
Tinder, mostly because you could like, there was multiple pictures on Grindr. There's only one picture, and a lot of people on Grindr are like kind of like sleazy, and they just like don't post their face and they don't really like talk about themselves. But on Tinder, like there's multiple pictures you can swipe through, and then they have a bio and then like the kind of music they like, and that's what I liked about Tinder the most.
I would be more willing to try Tinder because I feel like everybody uses Tinder, and I feel like it would just be the easiest to set up one and just kind of see how it goes. Almost like if something happens, it happens. If not, okay, I tried. But yeah, definitely Tinder, I feel. Bumble and like stuff like that. I mean, I hear like some success stories, but most people I feel like they find their like true love on Tinder. So I'd probably try Tinder.
The reason I like Bumble more, it's like the Sadie Hawkins thing, girls choose who they talk to first. And it always just kind of, it allows you to see where you're, as a man, it allows you to see like where you are. Are you putting your best foot forward? Are you putting your worst foot forward? Are you having fun with it? Stuff like that. Just kind of putting yourself out there.
I don't really have like a preference. I feel like when you meet someone like in person, you definitely have that like instant, like, you know, like their vibe, you know, like if they're gonna like take you home and murder you, like, you know, like right off the bat. So if like online, you don't really get that like first impression of a person. It's just kind of like a text message and a picture. Like you don't get that like same like vibe of a person online. So I don't really prefer either one because like there's pros and cons to both. But yeah.
I actually prefer meeting people in person rather than online, mostly because in person I get their vibe, I get who they are, and I like to think I can read vibes through texts, and it's usually not that hard. But with people I haven't met in person, it takes a hot minute, and it bothers me, and I feel like I am not the best me online. Like, you've got to meet me in person before you get the gist of who I am as a person. And I always try, like if I meet somebody online, I always try to arrange to meet up with them sooner rather than later, so that way it's not only online, because I can get very shy about saying, hey, let's meet up and hang out.
Personally, I prefer to meet people in person because I like to talk. I'm very social. That also, you can see how they interact, because I feel like you can meet somebody online and they could be one person through text, through online, but then when you meet them, they're a total different person. And then you spend all that time talking with them and you don't really like them in person. So I prefer to meet them in person and hang out and chill and then see from there.
It's about 50-50. I always like going out to random places and seeing who I meet. But online dating is always like something else I do if with some of my free time is like, let's see if I can find a love today or find romance through some other means.
I'm not a great interviewee.